We talk about advisors not liking annuities. That's one of the things they always say to us, at least. I hate the fee structure. I know I have to insure against significant return risk. I love the idea of guaranteed income, but at some point, I don't like my client paying this benefit-based fee, which is always increasing if the account value goes up. It never goes away, and I can never cancel the annuity because of the tax impact of canceling a variable annuity. So here, that issue goes completely away. You can cancel whenever you want. This product is not a tax-deferred vehicle. There's no tax penalty, no surrender charge. So the advisor can really use this solution optimally for their client, depending on the client's situation.
Rising interest rates and continued market gains have spurred growth in the U.S. annuities markets. In the first quarter of 2021, total annuity sales were $61 billion, a 9% increase from first quarter 2020, according to results from the Secure Retirement Institute. This is good news for companies that are working to increase advisors' access to annuity products like RetireOne and their founder and CEO, David Stone, who you just heard from. I spoke to David about their new zero-commission deferred annuity product called Constance, how advisors can use it to pensionize their client accounts without moving the assets, why unbundling is the hottest new trend in annuities, and a whole lot more on this episode of the Wealth Tech Today podcast. Come on in, sit back and relax and enjoy episode 115 of the Wealth Tech Today podcast. I'm your host, Craig Iskowitz, the founder and CEO of Ezra Group Consulting. Over the past 16 years, we work with hundreds of fintech vendors and enterprise wealth management firms to guide them towards making better business and technology decisions. If you're the CEO, CTO, COO, or other executive with a software product that you're selling to RIAs, broker-dealers, asset managers, or other enterprise firms, don't walk to our website, EzraGroupLLC.com, and click the button to schedule a discovery session. Our Wealth Tech research team can deliver a wide range of market insights for your firm, including competitive analysis, addressable and obtainable market estimates, sales targeting, and insights on buying decisions, product strategy, and more. Every vendor needs this data to be successful, especially when entering new markets, and you can get on the right track by going to EzraGroupLLC.com. All right, that's the end of the self-promotional segment. The Wealth Tech Today podcast features interviews, news, and analysis on the trends and best practices in technology for wealth management, asset management, and related areas. This episode is part of our focus on annuities, and we're talking to industry leaders, providing technology solutions that help advisors build out their annuity products and build strong relationships with their clients and improve outcomes and enrich their clients' lives. A couple of housekeeping tasks before I forget. A quick shout out to our sponsor, the Invest in Others Foundation. Go to investinothers.org. Be sure to subscribe to the show wherever you listen to podcasts so you don't miss future episodes. Now, let's get this episode started. I'm excited to introduce my next guest, David Stone, founder and CEO of RetireOne. David, how you doing, man?
Great, Craig. Doing great. Thank you.
Where are you calling in from?
I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area. That's where our executive team is located.
I miss San Francisco. I haven't been there since like December 2019, back in the prehistoric days.
Yeah, no, it's still here despite the fires and everything else going on here. It's still a beautiful place to live.
Despite the mudslides and the fires and the earthquakes, and it's okay. We still like it here.
Yeah, outside of that, the rest of the days of the year are fantastic.
But the weather's so nice.
Yeah, exactly.
And the wine country. And even better, you just came off vacation. I don't even want to ask you about it, but just tell us where you were for vacation.
Yeah, so I was in the Big Island of Hawaii with my kids.
I'm so jealous.
Unfortunately, this is an audio podcast. You can't see the flaking skin from the old sunburn I have in my face, which is a good thing for everybody.
No, we got video going. We'll do a little video on YouTube for so we can see that. Maybe we'll do a little
Sounds good.
My face can use a little touch up as well, actually. So we'll work on that. But hey, let's jump into this. So David, give us the 30-second elevator pitch for RetireOne.
Yeah, sure, Craig. So RetireOne was formed by myself, my co-founder, Scott Straight, both Schwab alumni, to really change the industry in terms of how advisors utilize annuities and retirement income. and really bring in technology to figure out a better mousetrap for combining what the advisor does best, managing assets, with what insurance companies do best, which is manage risk. And so our platform does a couple of key things. What we have, just a whole range of fee-based traditional types of annuity products, which have gotten tremendously good over the years. But at the core of what we do is we develop technology to allow for the unbundling of the insurance from the investment accounts, which is, in our mind, the holy grail for fiduciary wealth managers. You manage the assets where you want to manage them. Our technology makes it all happen. And the insurance company is providing this valuable retirement income guarantee, which you could formerly only purchase through, expensive and complex annuities, which you don't have to do anymore.
I love how you put that. A better mousetrap where advisors manage the assets, the insurance companies manage the risk.
Yep, as simple as that.
It makes a lot of sense. And we were talking earlier, we're getting so many inbound calls from fintechs and broker dealers and RIAs about annuities and how do they use annuities and this tech and that tech for annuities. So I'm really excited to have you on the program. Interested to hear about your latest product called Constance. Can you talk about Constance, what it is? It's a new zero commission unbundled annuity. What does that mean?
Yeah, so I think everybody's going to be hearing a lot more about this. We just literally launched it earlier this week with our partner, Midland National Life, which is a member of the Salmons Financial Group, A+ rated insurance company. But we've designed this product with them because we know all the hot points or touch points for advisors and why they historically have not wanted to use annuities. And so as we designed this solution, we wanted to make sure we addressed each one of those. We wanted to get to the point where we feel like every fiduciary wealth manager should say, yes, I need this for my client, and the client will want to do it as well. So that's what we put together with the Constant solution. So in a nutshell, what Constant does, it allows advisors to manage portfolios, typically of ETFs, institutional priced ETFs, publicly traded funds, custody anywhere they want to. Typically, Schwab or Fidelity will be the custodian. And for a nominal fee, which never increases, the client can instantly pensionize that account and get a guaranteed income stream for their life. And the beauty of Constance is, unlike traditional annuities, if you decide 10 years down the road or 8 years or 15 years, you don't need it anymore because your account has tripled in value, you're not going to outlive your assets, you can cancel it, walk away without tax impact or surrender charge. So really, if we think about it, what it really is, it's kind of like term insurance for your deaccumulation in retirement. And it protects the assets you've grown throughout the years during this incredibly long bull market. You can lock that in and keep invested without having to move the assets to an insurance company. So that's why we think it's an exciting offering for the industry, and we'd love to have advisors, check it out.
Yeah, we've been hearing a lot about, like, as I mentioned, annuities. How do you put annuities into a managed account? How do you use them, again, for income solutions, for retirement? How do you use them as a replacement for fixed income assets? And it's very complicated because exactly what you mentioned, where are they custodied? How do you manage it? How do you get the insurance company involved? How do you report it? And it sounds like that this Constance product takes care of a lot of those logistical issues.
Absolutely. What we're basically saying to advisors is, if you have your model portfolio, which you've had success with over the years, at holding, let's say at Schwab, just essentially put a wrapper over it. So all you have to do is say, I want this for my client, and for a nominal fee, which is paid quarterly in arrears. So you actually buy it without paying any fee at all until the end of the first calendar quarter. You can pensionize that account. And what we're talking about here are individuals or investors who typically de-risk their portfolio as they approach retirement or in retirement. You don't have to do with this. So if you're an advisor, instead of putting your client to a 40-60 portfolio, you can go 70-30, for example, or maybe even 80-20, and reap the benefit of that for 20, 30 years, knowing the income is locked in no matter what happens in the marketplace. They're going to get the high water mark of that account. And if the account, God forbid, goes to zero at some point, the insurance companies are going to keep making that high water payment as long as they live. So from the advisor standpoint, they're able to assess their AUM fee on it. It's advisor fee friendly. Hopefully it's a very strong bull market continuing, and it's a rising pool of assets the advisor can charge on. but the client is reaping the benefit of the protection. They can sleep at night. And as a fiduciary, you've done your job in terms of introducing them to the solution, which provides them the security they're looking for.
So are they getting double charged? Because if they normally when you buy an insurance product, you pay the commission, but then the insurance is managed away from the advisor. He may get a commission if he's also a licensed insurance agent. But if it's a variable annuity or some sort of annuity that's wrapped around mutual funds, that's not under the advisor's charge. So, but how does that fee adjusted?
Yeah, so in this case, we're working with fiduciary wealth managers who will charge their client presumably an asset management or advisory fee, right? Typically 1%, could be a little bit more. That'll continue. There's no commission on this. And so we also have a dedicated desk. We also understand most advisors don't have a broker-dealer affiliation or an insurance license. So no problem. You can just work directly with our desk. We'll transact it for you. We don't get paid a commission. We get paid an administrative services fee as the technology vendor for the insurance company. So there's no other fee. So if the cost for this guarantee is 1.4%, your fee is 1% if you're the advisor. The fee for the guarantee is 1.4. There's no other fee involved in this.
Right. So that's the difference. Normally, when you buy an annuity or other insurance product, you're paying a high commission up front. That goes away.
You're doing a lot of things. You're paying a high commission up front. You're paying for variable annuity and M&E charge or rider fee. The actual underlying funds are probably 100 basis points. Here, you can actually use ETFs that in some cases have no cost, right? They're free. So the cost is literally a third of what you'd find with traditional annuity. Not only that, and this is an important feature of this product, which I feel very strongly about, the fee is locked in day one when you buy it on the contribution amount, whatever you're wrapping, and never increases. So if your fee is $2,000 a year, if your account value doubles in value, your fee is still $2,000 a year. With a traditional variable annuity, which uses benefit-based pricing, that fee always goes up, which is really weird to me because as the client gets older, 10 years older, and your account value is double, the risk to the insurance company is theoretically much less because the odds that account going to zero are almost reduced to zero. But they charge double the amount. So I always thought crazy. So we developed this product so that the fee stays the same, much like term insurance. And hopefully the advisor does a great job managing the portfolio. It doubles in value, whatever. That fee as a proportion of the assets will be cut in half at that point. So it might be, instead of being 140 basis points, could be 70 basis points and never increase from there.
Oh, I didn't realize that these traditional annuities are increasing the fee over time.
Yeah, that's one of the, we talk about advisors not liking annuities. That's one of the things they always say to us, at least. I hate the fee structure. I know I have to insure against significant return risk. I love the idea of guaranteed income, but at some point, I don't like my client paying this benefit-based fee, which is always increasing if the account value goes up. It never goes away, and I can never cancel the annuity because of the tax impact of canceling a variable annuity or most traditional annuities. So here, that issue goes completely away. You can cancel whenever you want. This product is not a tax-deferred vehicle. There's no tax penalty, no surrender charge. So the advisor can really use this solution optimally for their client, depending on the client's situation.
That's cool. You mentioned something else I thought was a good way to describe this, that advisors can pensionize their clients' accounts.
Yeah, so if you think about it, everybody wants a pension. And I think we're calling this internally like a personal pension plus, because you get the guaranteed income. All you have to do basically, so let's say you have this $1 million account and you say, I want to pensionize it. We handle the transaction. The first quarterly premium won't probably happen for 2-3 months, but day one, you've pensionized your account, which means your client can be getting, let's say 5% a year the rest of their life, plus the opportunity to step up the income if the portfolio grows, right, every year. So to me, it's a way for anybody to get a personal pension on their existing assets. It could be a non-qualified account. It could be an IRA account, a Roth or traditional IRA. But for nominal premium, you all of a sudden have this pensionized pool of assets with complete liquidity or control over it. So, to me, it's much better than a pension as we typically think about it.
But what's the downside? So you're pensionizing it, but does that mean so it definitely reduces the risk of outliving your assets. Is there a cap on age? Like it runs out when you're 90 or something?
No, so if you live to 110, your money runs out at age 83, you're going to get 27 years at that point of payments from the insurance company. There's no cap on the age.
Hmm.
I think for most people, who are looking to insure retirement, I think they understand that the reality exists that in a married couple situation, one of the two of them can live to age 95. There's a 47% chance of one of the two of them living to age 95. And so the odds of money lasting 30 years through any market environment is pretty slim if you're investing relatively aggressively. So this way, it provides that protection you need to make sure you can last as long as you live. Maybe you live to 100. This is a way for clients to sleep at night knowing that there's no cap on the age.
One of my grandmothers lived to 100.
It happens more than we think, I think.
Right. I think I'm in better shape than she is, but that's debatable. But so what if the person passes early? What happens to the account?
This is the beauty of this is the investment assets. Let's say it's $1 million at Schwab that are covered by this. If the client or the annuitant dies in this case, all that money goes to their heirs and stepped up. Unlike a variable annuity where the appreciation in the annuity would be taxable as ordinary income, in a non-qualified account, it's stepped up. The cost basis is stepped up at death. So that is kind of like a built-in death benefit. So you ask, what is the downside? There really isn't a downside other than this fact you're paying a fee or a premium for it. But that once again, that fee and premium is locked in, and it's incredibly low compared to other solutions in the marketplace.
Hey, I want to take a break from this episode to talk about our sponsor. The Invest in Others Charitable Foundation is a nonprofit that recognizes financial advisors for their exceptional charitable work. Their 15th annual Invest in Others Awards will be held digitally this year from September 20th through September 23rd. That's just 8 days from now. Be sure to tune in each day at 4:45 p.m. Eastern Time to watch as each award category winner is unveiled. You can watch on investinothers.org/awards, and there's no logins or passwords required. Now, I've been involved with Invest in Others for 4 years now. It's a great organization. They do a lot of good. Please donate on the website, investinothers.org. I'm sure your company will match your donations. And almost every wealth management company that I know of is involved in Invest in Others. They do some fantastic work. Each finalist in the Invest in Other Awards receives a donation of $20,000. And the winners in each category, and I believe there are 5 categories, receive between $50,000 and $75,000 towards their nonprofit. And these are life-changing amounts for some of these organizations. And I've been lucky enough to be part of the judging on some of these categories. And the categories are things like local community involvement, international charitable work, lifetime achievement awards, things like that. So they break it out in different ways, and it's really tough to pick the winners because there's so many good charities that are doing such good work, building schools, helping feed people, building orphanages overseas, all kinds of stuff. Makes me feel really inadequate. I really got to step up my volunteer game. But investinothers.org is a great organization, great charity. You should check them out at their website. And you don't want to miss their awards this year. And please tune in on their website, investinothers.org/awards, to find out who wins. I don't know who's going to win. We need to learn. We need to know. We want to know who the winners are. So check them out.
So you wrote an article called "The Future is Unbundled," which I think is what this constant product is all about, right? So you're unbundling the annuity, the risk from the underlying asset. So is that correct?
That is correct. If you think about it, clients, advisors, they want to use publicly traded funds, ETFs, models they're familiar with. And also, if you're thinking about buying a traditional annuity, that typically means you have to sell out of your investment account and presumably, pay tax on the appreciated value of those assets to move money to the traditional annuity. So day one, you're already getting a tax of 20, 30, 40%. No one wants to do that, right? So a much better solution is to just take what you currently have and just wrap it. Don't get hit with that tax hit day one, and then be able to control the assets and get the performance of your portfolio, which you're used to, and also integrate into your performance reporting tools and everything else you currently do, which is just easier for the advisor to navigate the client's portfolio.
So on a $1 million portfolio, for example, what's the fee going to be? So the insurance company's got to get something to take on this risk. How much would I be paying the insurance company to take on this risk?
There's a range of fees.
You got a longevity risk, sorry, and then sequence of return risk. So how does that work?
So the fee ranges from about 1.1% annually to about 2.3% annually. And what determines the actual fee is the amount of equity exposure and different tiers of benefits. So the core benefit be on the lower end. So if you want to go 40-60, it's the lowest equity tier. If you want 75% equity, up to 75% equity, some models are 80% or more. They'd be on the higher end. But I think a typical client getting into let's say a 60-40 or even a 70-30 or 75-25 portfolio, we'll be looking at about 165 or so basis points on the contribution amount day one, and hopefully over the course of several years, that account value grows and that percentage will go way below 1%.
Because it's a fixed amount, which translates.
Right. So you're basically saying I'm paying $3,000 a year for insurance on my portfolio, and the advisor, the client benefit if the performance, is very positive for the account.
Right. So insurance company's only paying if the money runs out. So if your advisor is brilliant and he manages your money so well that you never run out of money, the insurance company never pays.
Right. And the great beauty of this is you probably know that in about 10, 12 years. If your client, at this age 60, now they're say 75, and the account value is triple, the odds of them running out of money are zero. Right. So at that point, you cancel this. It's like when you buy term insurance and you sell your house or your kids go off to college, you cancel or reduce your term insurance. You don't need it. Same deal with this. You're insuring the riskier time of your retirement, which is that sequence of return risk period, or red zone, or we call it the fragile decade.
That's a good way of saying it. So it's like term insurance.
Yeah.
But it's a term insurance for your portfolio.
It's for the income off the portfolio. So everybody has done really well, I think, over the last decade plus. And markets can still do much better going forward. And so why take the risk of, a market drop off or volatility for a nominal premium? You protect your income off your portfolio.
And now's the time. Like most advisors, I think, are telling their clients, take some risk, to de-risk a little bit. The market's really high. It seems getting a little more volatile.
Right. And we've also done analysis where just the mere fact of increasing your equity exposure 10, 15, 20% over, 10, 20, 30 years of retirement more than covers the cost of the guarantee, right? So you're going to have a much better outcome increasing your equity exposure from, 40-60 to 60-40, for example. In almost every market scenario, you can do much better. But you're also protected in the event of a really nasty downturn in the first few years of retirement. But the cost of the guarantee is basically paid for by the performance of the portfolio over that period.
Does this integrate with financial planning tools? Because I imagine that would be really helpful if I'm doing my Monte Carlo and I'm looking at your retirement income. Say, well, here's your gap, and we can plug this constant product in there.
Yeah, so we're this product is so new, it isn't formally integrated yet, but working closely with the planning software companies to get it integrated. They do have annuity simulations more generically, which this is no different in terms of what guaranteed income can do for a portfolio. But we really want to customize it because it is really unique and different from what most annuity calculators or tools can provide. So we're trying to get at, in the next several months, more of these planning services and companies to be able to integrate this.
That's fantastic. And another article you wrote was called "Why RIAs Can No Longer Ignore Annuities. Less than half of Americans own an annuity." So what are some of the other benefits of owning an annuity to other clients?
Yeah, I think there's just general disdain for annuities based on what the industry was all about, 10, 15, 20 years ago, where products were very expensive, all commission. Everybody was kind of feeding at the trough, and clients to get the best deal out of it, right? But that's changed dramatically. It's like kind of saying the mutual fund industry is still charging 100 basis points for equity mutual funds, ignoring the fact ETFs have taken over. It's the reality of the new world now. And I think most advisors who spend so many years competing against annuities are now realizing, wait a minute, these are actually really good products. When the commissions are taken out, the benefits are more robust than ever because the benefit has now been improved because the commissions were taken out. And the technology allows it to be fully integrated into what I'm doing, and I can bill off it. So I think the astute advisor is aware of that. And there's still stragglers who still think it's 1998 and the annuity industry is all tainted and crooked, but nothing can be further from the truth. So I think we're seeing more and more firms understand how to be competitive. You have to integrate these solutions because of the superior benefits, but also as a fiduciary, how can you not consider these? If there's some way to get a guarantee, either on the accumulation side or deaccumulation side, as a fiduciary, I think you have to look at that.
You think they have to? I mean, it's part of their overall mandate is to look at that.
Yeah, we've had advisors say, I'm putting my clients in cash or CD. And we're like, why are you doing that? You can get a risk-free investment with a much higher potential return if you looked at some kind of insurance solution. And so, and we've built tools to show them how if you do that, replace some of your fixed income portfolio with a higher yielding annuity solution, you get better outcomes. So they're starting to see how they can actually integrate these more holistically across their portfolios.
It makes a lot of sense. Can you explain the dedicated desk for RIA? So RIAs that aren't affiliated with a broker dealer, don't have an insurance license. How do they work with the RetireOne insurance desk?
Yeah, so it's very simple. We understand, most advisors, many fee-based or fee-only advisors have no insurance license or broker dealer affiliation. A lot of these products do require one or the other, or both for insurance license, certainly. So we want to make it as simple as possible. So we work closely with the advisor. We partner with them. We basically want to protect the advisor. If you're not licensed, you can't do certain things with insurance. We want to protect the advisor. So we'll take over the transaction. We'll determine if it meets the client's best interest standard, make sure it's totally suitable for the client. And then we'll be able to sign as agent of record and transact it for the client. And we will have the arm's length relationship with the client. So it's the advisor's client. We partner with the advisor. We transact it for the advisor and the client.
That seems really convenient.
Yeah, and I think, advisors want to focus their job on doing what they do best, which is manage their clients' assets and do their financial planning for them. And we take out the grunt work of whatever it takes to onboard these solutions for the client. But we do it in a very seamless way. Constance, for example, is going to be all electronic. So the client can just sign on their phone or their iPad or computer. So I want to make this as seamless and easy as possible for everybody.
That would be great. If you can just do it on your phone.
Yeah, I mean, the new world is, the old world of annuities was there's thousands of pages of paper and you have to sign and return, and it could take, 2-3 weeks to get something issued. Here, this is going to be a lot different. Once the decision is made to move forward with this, as mentioned before, no money has to even move to the insurance company. All the money can stay at Schwab or Fidelity. We just need a signature. And then the nominal premium is paid quarterly in arrears. Can't be any more easier than that.
That sounds really easy. It's almost like a Robinhood kind of solution where you go on your phone, you say, I want this, boom, you got it.
Well, that's the new paradigm we're trying to really initiate in the industry, to forget about how things might have been done before. In the traditional, broker-dealer commission world, the reality is that world doesn't exist anymore. It's not a growth engine anymore. And so what is a growth engine are people who are trading, like you said before, in Robinhood, people who are going to low-cost or no-cost model portfolios. So fees and technology integration and simplicity are the keys to success in this industry, and that's where we want to be.
Simplicity is a key to success, and making it easy, both for advisors, and not only easy to trade and to trade and buy and sell, but to understand. That's the key. So Constant sounds like a great product. So if advisors, broker dealers, who's ever listening, wants more information about Constant, how do they find out?
Yeah, so I would say come to our website, RetireOne.com. We have information, anybody's interested. And while I mentioned before, we can transact the annuity for the fee-only advisor. I mean, certainly we can work with, hybrid advisors that do have a broker-dealer affiliation. We don't have to be the agent of record or the broker-dealer of record. The main role we play, we get compensated as being the outsourced technology vendor for the insurance companies to enable them to do this. And that's the role we play in the industry. We're just the sale part is an accommodation to make it happen. But the core of what we do is the technology aspect of it to make it all happen.
That sounds great. David, thanks so much for being here. Really informative. I think everyone really got a lot out of this, and good luck with the new product.
My pleasure, Craig. Thank you so much for the invitation. I loved it.
Hey, it's Craig again. And here are my 3 takeaways from this episode. Zero commission contingent deferred annuity called Constance, which, unlike other fee-based annuities, unbundles the annuity's insurance component from its underlying investments. That allows the advisor to manage the portfolio and the assets which stay at the custodian, which seems like a cool idea. The Constance product acts like portfolio insurance, guaranteeing a stream of income that keeps increasing as the portfolio value increases. If the future income of the portfolio reaches a level where the advisor and client are satisfied, they can just cancel the insurance without penalty. This sounds like it's really could shake things up in the annuity space, especially considering how it offers a flat fee structure versus increasing fees and cuts out a lot of the middleman costs. And that wraps up another episode of the Wealth Tech Today podcast. But before you go, please head over to our website, EzraGroupLLC.com. Scroll to the bottom of the homepage and sign up for our newsletter. Each month, you'll receive an email chock full of tasty goodness and morsels that include news and updates from across the industry. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. So this is still Annuities Month. We have more interviews with leaders in the space coming up. But until then, catch you all again next time.